A city at midnight, the city of Blackridge looks alive at night, neon lights masking its rot. Detective Alex Marlowe, once a decorated cop, now works the forgotten night shift. Crimes committed after dark rarely make headlines, but they leave scars on the city. Marlowe is disillusioned, drinking more than he sleeps. His only company is the radio chatter of dispatchers. Night patrol feels more like exile than duty. The first call on a routine sweep, Marlowe responds to a supposed break-in at an abandoned warehouse. Inside, he discovers armed men unloading crates of military-grade weapons. Before backup can arrive, the men vanish into underground tunnels. Marlowe finds only one clue, a black playing card with a silver wolf emblem. He suspects organized crime but has no proof. The night suddenly feels much more dangerous. A new partner, the department assigns rookie officer Jamie Torres to join Marlowe on night patrol. She's eager, sharp, and believes in the system, unlike her cynical partner. Marlowe resents the assignment, seeing her as a liability. Torres insists on doing things by the book even when it slows them down. Their patrols are tense, filled with silence and short arguments. But Torres' determination stirs something in Marlowe he thought he'd lost. Purpose. The Shadow Syndicate. Marlowe connects the wolf emblem to a secretive group known as the Syndicate. Rumors say they control smuggling, extortion, and assassinations across Blackridge. Every cop who's tried to investigate has either disappeared or been silenced. Marlowe realizes their operations peak at night, right under his watch. Torres wants to alert the chief, but Marlowe warns her not to trust anyone. Corruption runs deep, and the Syndicate has eyes everywhere. A bloody encounter during a chase through alleyways. Marlowe and Torres corner two Syndicate enforcers. A brutal fight breaks out, with Marlowe nearly beaten unconscious. Torres saves him, proving she's not just a rookie with ideals. Before dying, one enforcer whispers, "The wolf watches from above." They find a strange coded map tattooed on his arm. It points to several locations across the city, all Syndicate strongholds. The chief's warning Marlowe brings the evidence to Captain Holloway, his longtime superior. Instead of support, Holloway orders him to drop the case immediately. He insists night patrol is for cleanup work, not investigations. Marlowe senses Holloway is compromised but can't prove it. Torres, still idealistic, struggles to accept the betrayal. The two vow to continue their investigation in secret. The informant Marlowe contacts Lena Cross, an ex-con who owes him a favor. Lena, once a Syndicate courier, knows their routines and symbols. She reveals the wolf emblem belongs to their leader, known only as Alpha. Alpha never appears in daylight, ruling his empire from the shadows. Lena warns them that digging deeper is a death sentence. Marlowe doesn't flinch, he's already too far in. Patrol interrupted while responding to a carjacking. Marlowe and Torres stumble onto a Syndicate drug shipment. The smugglers recognize Marlowe and open fire, turning the street into chaos. Torres holds her own, but the pair barely escape alive. News reports spin the event as a reckless policing. Marlowe realizes someone inside the department is feeding the Syndicate. Their enemies are closer than ever. Trust on thin ice, Torres questions whether Marlowe is dragging her into a suicide mission. Marlowe reveals his personal stake. His brother was killed years ago by the Syndicate. Torres softens, realizing his obsession isn't just duty, it's vengeance. Still, she warns him not to let revenge cloud his judgment. They agree to trust each other fully or not at all. For the first time, they feel like true partners. The map of wolves studying the coded map, they discover the Syndicate is planning a citywide strike. Each marked location corresponds to key infrastructure. Power grids, police depots, hospitals. The plan isn't just crime, it's domination. Marlowe realizes Alpha wants to cripple Blackridge in one night. Torres suggests taking the map to federal agents. Marlowe refuses, fearing corruption stretches beyond the city. Lena's betrayal, Linus, suddenly disappears after giving them intel. That night, Syndicate assassins ambush Marlowe and Torres during patrol. They fight their way out, but Torres is grazed by a bullet. Marlowe suspects Lena sold them out to save herself. Despite the betrayal, her last tip pointed to a Syndicate meeting at the docks. The duo decides to risk everything and crash it. Dockside Inferno at midnight, they infiltrate the docks, crawling with armed guards. Inside a warehouse, dozens of Syndicate members prepare weapons for the citywide strike. Torres secretly photographs evidence while Marlowe plants a tracker. But a guard spots them and a firefight erupts. Explosions light up the harbor as crates of weapons ignite. They barely escape by diving into the freezing river. The Wolf revealed back on shore, they're surrounded by syndicate cars. A masked man steps out, Alpha himself calm and imposing. He knows everything about them, even Torres' family address. Alpha offers Marlowe a choice, join him or watch Torres die. Marlowe pretends to consider buying precious seconds. With a sudden move, he triggers the tracker's beacon, calling in chaos. Corruption unmasked instead of police backup, Captain Holloway arrives. With syndicate soldiers at his side, Torres is devastated. The man she trusted her career to is working with Alpha. Holloway sneers that the syndicate runs Blackridge, not the law. Marlowe's fury boils over, but Alpha orders him restrained. They're thrown into the trunk of a car, bound and beaten. The syndicate plans to dispose of them before the big strike. Escape in darkness using a hidden blade, Marlowe cuts his restraints during the drive. He and Torres overpower the driver, crashing the car into a junkyard. Bruised but alive, they arm themselves with scavenged weapons. Marlowe insists they stop Alpha tonight, even if it means dying. Torres, once hesitant, now burns with determination. The night patrol has found its true mission. The final night, the syndicate unleashes chaos across Blackridge, blackouts, fires, and street riots. Marlowe and Torres race through the darkened city, intercepting attacks one by one. Each victory feels costly as they fight outnumbered and outgunned. Citizens begin to notice two figures defending them in the night. The legend of Night Patrol is born, whispered in alleys and rooftops. But Alpha remains untouchable, watching from his high-rise fortress. Storming the fortress, Marlowe and Torres infiltrate Alpha's tower using maintenance shafts. Inside, they face waves of syndicate guards in brutal hand-to-hand combat. Torres proves her growth, saving Marlowe's life more than once. Finally, they reach the top floor, Alpha's throne room. The city burns below as Alpha greets them with chilling calm. The final showdown is about to begin. The Wolf's last stand, Alpha duels Marlowe in a savage fight, skill meeting raw fury. Torres battles Holloway in a parallel clash of loyalty versus justice. The room shatters with gunfire, broken glass, and blood. Holloway falls to Torres' blade, whispering his regret too late. Marlowe finally overpowers Alpha, unmasking him as a wealthy philanthropist. The revelation rocks Torres. Corruption ran deeper than she ever dreamed. Dawn of Justice Police reinforcements, tipped off by Torres' photos, storm the building. Survivors of the syndicate are arrested, though many escape into shadows. Marlowe collapses from exhaustion but lives to see Alpha dragged away. Torres is hailed as a hero, earning respect beyond her years. Marlowe refuses medals, knowing the fight is far from over. For him, Night Patrol isn't about glory, it's about survival. Epilogue: Eternal Watch. Weeks later, Blackridge begins to heal, though scars remain. Street murals of two shadowy figures, the Night Patrol, appear on walls. Marlowe and Torres continue patrolling, guardians of the unseen city. They drive in silence, the radio crackling with endless calls. Torres finally says, "Oh, we're not just cops anymore, we're a promise." Marlowe nods, eyes on the dark horizon, ready for whatever the night brings.